True or false? A notary may refuse to notarize a document if they suspect the signer is under duress. True or false? A notary can notarize a document if the signer is not present but has signed it previously. True or false? A notary can charge up to $15 for taking an oath or affirmation. Listen, this might be one of the best ones I've done yet. I got to help you pass that test on the first try, your notary exam. I have 30 questions for you. True or false? You take the challenge. Take the test right now. If you know all the answers, fantastic. If you don't, just run it back, because by the time you play this 3 or 4 times, you will know the answers and you will be able to pass these particular questions or anything like it on the test. And I'm going to give a shout out to anyone that completes the whole test and leaves a comment. I'm going to give you a shout out on my next video, okay? Are you ready for the test? Are you ready? Mr. Rogers here. Time for your notary success. Question number 1, true or false? A notary public in the U.S. must be at least 18 years old to become commissioned. Is that true or false? You need to know this. I remember seeing this on the test. The answer is true. Most states require a notary to be at least 18 years old. That's the easy one. That's the layup. Okay, you'll never forget that. Number 2, a notary public is authorized to provide legal advice during the notarization of documents. That's an important one too. The answer is false. Notaries cannot provide legal advice or interpret the documents they are notarizing. So, elaborating, don't try to interpret the documents. Your job is to witness the signature, right? All right. Number 3, a notary public must maintain a journal of notarial acts performed. True or false? True. Many states require notaries to keep a record of their notarial acts in a journal. You make sure you know what your state does. If your state doesn't require it, you better know that for the test. If it does require it, you better know that for the test. Number 4, a notary can charge up to $15 for taking an oath or affirmation. In my state, the answer is false. And you better know the fees for your state. In my state, notaries it varies by state, but most states limit the fee up to $5 to $10 per notarial act. What is a notarial act? See, I'm helping you on this quiz. The next, when I run it back, I'm not going to give you all this. Notarial act is a signature, right? So that's why they say loan signing agents make bank, because what if they have 10, 15, 20 signatures in one thick document to sign for something? That's $5 a pop, or $10 per signature. You could easily make $100 in one sitting. So as I was saying, a notary can charge up to $15 for taking an oath or affirmation. False. Most states limit the fee from $5 to $10 per act. True or false? A notary public must personally witness the signer's signature for the notarization to be valid. That is true. The notary must observe the signer sign the document. Must observe the signer sign the document. Must observe the signer sign the document. I hope this is helping you in the sinking again. Number 6, a notary public can notarize a document if the signer is not present but has signed it previously. False. The signer must be physically present for the notary to perform the act in most states. Find out about yours. Number 7, a notary can notarize a document for a family member as long as the signer's signature is witnessed. So you can notarize the family member's document as long as you saw them do it, right? Let's see. The answer is wrong. False. Usually it's false is the best answer, because notaries should avoid notarizing documents for close family members to prevent what? Conflicts of interest. To prevent conflicts of interest. To prevent conflicts of interest. Number 8, true or false? A notary may refuse to notarize a document if they suspect the signer is under duress. I had another one that said you must ensure they are not under duress. That was a question. But in this one is if they suspect they're under duress. The answer is true. A notary public is responsible, and they legally cannot they excuse me. A notary public has the right to refuse if they believe the signer is under duress or being coerced. For example, an elderly person is there about to sign their deed or something like that over to someone else, and the elderly person seems to be in fear or under duress or being coerced. You can refuse to do the process. Number 9, a notary public is responsible for ensuring the contents of the document are legally correct. Will you be responsible for making sure the contents of the document that is being signed is legally correct? False. A notary's role is to what? Verify the identity and witness the signing. You're not there to verify the legality of the document. Number 10, a notary is prohibited from notarizing a document in which they have personal financial interest. Prohibited from notarizing a document in which they have personal financial interest. The answer is true. Notaries must remain impartial and avoid notarizing documents where they have financial interest. I need to smile more, right? I need to smile more. Have fun with it. Number 11, notaries can act as witnesses and perform notarizations on the same document. That is true. A notary can serve as a witness and notarize the document in the same act. And speaking of that, a little break, because I said I would shout out, if you're already here, still here with me by number 12, put in the comment that you're still here. And I want to shout out to some people who I'm really proud of, okay? And first shout out to Lady T at Official Tanisa. She made a comment. I went to her page. She's full of energy. I loved her energy. She was really good. Shout out to Olivia Zoniga. She's always on board and commenting. And Teresa Santiago, she's the reason I made the Florida test. Now let's keep going. All right, number 12. True or false? The notary seal must be clear and legible on all notarized documents. That's a good one. That's true. The notary seal must be applied clearly and legibly to authenticate the notarization. So if it's smeared or messed up, it won't fly. True or false? A notary public must keep their stamp and journal secure and not allow unauthorized persons to access them. That is true. As a notary, you are responsible for this. Not your boss, not your cousin. You are responsible, and you have to keep it locked up and secure. All right? Keep your tools safe. 14, the notary can notarize a document if the signer appears intoxicated but is still able to sign the document. That sounds fair, yeah? No, it's not fair. That's false. If the signer appears intoxicated or mentally impaired, the notary should not proceed with the notarization. Straight up. 15, a notary public can charge a fee for notarizing a document, but they cannot charge for travel expenses. Ooh, a tricky one. A notary public can charge a fee for notarizing the document, but they cannot charge for traveling expenses. You better know that for your state, okay? Because in this one, it says true. Notaries may charge a fee for notarization, but additional charges like travel fees are not allowed in some states. In some states, they are. I know plenty of people who add extra if they have to travel extra. So know it for your state. True or false? If a notary makes a mistake on their journal, they can correct it with a line through the error and just initial it, like the old school checks, right? True. Mistakes in the journal should be crossed out with a single line and initialed. True or false? A notary may perform a notarial act if the document is not fully completed, as long as the signer agrees to complete it later. No, that's false. A notary should never notarize an incomplete document. A notary should never notarize an incomplete document. A notary should never notarize an incomplete document. All right. A notary public must confirm that the signer understands the contents of the document. Nope. False. A notary is not responsible for ensuring the signer understands the contents. Only that the signer is acting voluntarily and of sound mind, and the signer is the person they're supposed to be. A notary can notarize a document. Number 19, a notary can notarize a document that is written in a foreign language as long as the signer understands it. So you can notarize a document that's in a foreign language as long as your client or the signer understands it. The answer is true. As long as the signer understands the document, the notary can proceed with the notarization. But it's best practice to avoid documents in languages that you don't understand, of course. But you can proceed if you make sure you've done your due diligence on the identification and things like that, right? All right, number 20, a jurat. That's going to come up in the test, guaranteed. Make sure you know what jurats are, okay? A jurat is a notarial act in which the notary certifies that the signer has sworn an oath or an affirmation. A jurat is a notarial act in which the notary certifies that the signer has sworn an oath or affirmation. The answer is true. A jurat involves the signer taking an oath or affirmation in front of the notary. All right? 21, we're almost there. An acknowledgement. Jurats and acknowledgements, better know them. An acknowledgement is when a notary confirms that the signer willingly signs the document. True. In an acknowledgement, the notary verifies the signer's identity and ensures the signature is voluntary. 22. True or false? A notary public must verify the identity of the signer using government-issued identification. That is true. Most states require notaries use valid government ID. 23. Notaries can notarize a document for someone they know personally without further verification of the signer's identity. That's false. That's false. Best answer on the test, false. Even the notary knows the signer personally, they must still verify the signer's identity according to your state laws, all right? Let's not forget that. Count down to being at number 30. True or false? A notary public can charge higher fee for urgent or expedited notarizations. False. Notaries must adhere to the maximum fees set by the state. Can't charge extra because it's an urgent. That's too bad. Seems like you should. 25. Notaries are allowed to notarize documents where they have a financial interest if they disclose it to the signer. False. What we said earlier, financial interest. False. 26. The notary's official seal must include their name, commission, number, and the state in which they are commissioned. Must include the name, commission number, and the state in which they are commissioned. The answer is true. A notary seal should include essential details like the name, commission number, and the state. All right, number 27. A notary can perform a notarization without a journal if the document does not require one. Can perform notarization without a journal if the document does not require one. False. In most states, including, someone asked me about South Carolina, including South Carolina, maintaining a journal is mandatory for all notarial acts. See what the situation is for your state. 28. If a notary suspects a signer is committing fraud or is presenting false information, they are obligated to report it to authorities. That is true. Notaries should report any suspicious fraud or criminal activity. 29. True or false? A notary public can be penalized for notarizing a document when they have not properly verified the signer's identity. This one is important. A notary public can be penalized, that's you, for notarizing a document when they have not properly verified the signer's identity. True or false? That is true. And you better know what the penalties are for the test. Know what the penalties are. Notaries can face penalties, including a revocation of their commission. You better know that. If they fail to follow proper procedures. True or false? A notary public must immediately report the loss or theft of their notary seal to the state authority, the relevant state authority. The answer is true. If it's lost or stolen, you have to report it. In California, it's the Secretary of State. I don't know who it is in your area, but you have to report it if it's lost, okay? Now, we're going to run this back, but this time I'm just going to read it and say the answer. How did you do on this first one? If you know the stuff, excellent. If you don't know it, you're going to learn it more when I run it back right now. And also, it kind of tells you what you need to be practicing, what you need to listen to over and over. Okay? Now, I just want to say at this point, if you're still with me, go ahead and make a comment. I'm going to tell you great job. And I want to, I want to take it back to the top. If you need me to go faster or slower or anything, comment on that. Let me know, because I'm trying to make this perfect for you guys. All right. Here we go again. Nice and quick and easy without any explanations, just true or false. A notary public in the U.S. must be at least 18 years old to become commissioned. True. Number 2, a notary public is authorized to provide legal advice during the notarization of documents. False. 3, a notary public must maintain a journal of notarial acts performed. True. 4, a notary can charge up to $15 for taking an oath or affirmation. False. Most states are $5 to $10. A notary public must personally witness the signer's signature for the notarization to be valid. That's true. Number 6, true or false? A notary public can notarize a document if the signer is not present but has signed it previously. That would be false. Number 7, a notary can notarize a document for a family member as long as the signer's signature is witnessed. Again, a notary public can notarize a document for a family member as long as the signer's signature is witnessed. That is false. Number 8, let me stretch. Whew, I hope you guys are getting this. I'm doing this for free. You need to buy me a cup of coffee. In fact, I'm going to leave the link there for you to buy me a cup of coffee. Yes. All right, let's go. Number 8, a notary may refuse to notarize a document if they suspect the signer is under duress. True. Number 9, a notary public is responsible for ensuring that the contents of the document are legally correct. False. You're not responsible for making sure the documents are legally correct. 10, a notary is prohibited, not allowed, prohibited from notarizing a document in which they have a personal financial interest. That is true. Let's see. True. Yeah, you are prohibited. All right. Let's go. Number 11, notaries can act as witnesses and perform notarizations on the same document. That is true. Number 12, a notary's seal must be clear and legible on all notarized documents. That is true. See how they use these tricky words that you haven't heard since you were in grade school and you had your spelling list? Legible, words like that. And, they use authenticate, notarization, these fancy words. Anyway, number 13, a notary public must keep their stamp and journal secure and not allow unauthorized persons to access them. True. Number 14, a notary can notarize a document if the signer appears intoxicated but is still able to sign the document. Get that money. Just joking. That would be false. A notary public can charge a fee for notarizing a document, but they cannot charge for travel expenses. True. You can charge a fee, but you can't charge for travel expenses, depending on the state. Just know it for yours. If a notary, 16, if a notary makes a mistake in their journal, can they correct it with just writing a line through the mistake and initialing it? That would be true. Number 17, more than halfway home. A notary may perform a notarial act if the document is not fully complete, as long as the signer agrees to complete it later. False. 18. A notary public must confirm that the signer understands the contents of the document. False. 19. A notary can notarize a document that is written in a foreign language, as long as the signer understands it. That's true. That's true. Number 20. A jurat is a notarial act in which the notary certifies that the signer has sworn an oath or affirmation. That is true. Number 21. An acknowledgement. An acknowledgement, make sure you know this, just have to say that. An acknowledgement, the notary verifies the signer's identity and ensures the signature is voluntary. That is true. 22. A notary public must verify the identity of the signer using government-issued identification. That is true. 23. Notaries can notarize a document for someone they know personally without further verification. That is false. Let's see. 24. Almost there. A notary public can charge a higher fee for urgent or expedited notarizations. That is false. I think you should, but most states, the answer is no. Let me know. Are you on 25 round 2? Let me know. 26. The notary public's official seal must include their name. Say it with me. Name, commission number, and the state in which they are commissioned. True or false? That would be true. 27. A notary can perform a notarization without a journal if the document does not require one. Again, a notary can perform the notarization without a journal if the document does not require one. In my state, the answer would be false. In most states, it would be false. Check what your state is. 28. If a notary suspects a signer is committing fraud or is presenting false information, they are obligated to report this to the authorities. True. A notary public can be penalized for notarizing a document when they have not properly verified the signer's identity. The notary can be penalized. Is that true or false? That is true. And number 30, a notary public must immediately report the loss of a theft let's do it again, getting tired. A notary public must immediately report the loss or theft of their notary seal to the proper authorities, the relevant state authorities. And in my town, that would be true. If you made it all the way, I'm proud of you. It shows me you have what it takes to pass this test, like so many other people who've passed on the first try. I'll leave links to other quizzes. You got this. See you on the next one. Oh, buy your boy a cup of coffee. Sip, sip, zip, zip. Later.